So I have a 2005 Ford Escape in here with a P0446 code. Didn't pass the emissions test. I send one of the new guys from the Ford Tech program. You've seen him before on here. I said, go over there and run the codes and stuff on that vehicle. I'm covered up right now, man. I need you to help me out. Go run the codes on that vehicle. Came back, said it's something to do with the purge valve. I said, okay, that's fine. Why don't you go ahead and run a systems check on the Evap system? It failed. And I said, well, run a check on the purge valve. See what happens with you just running a system toolbox purge valve test individually. Well, it failed. And I said, so you do all your inspection? Yeah, I did. And he inspected everything. He didn't really come up with anything. I don't expect him to be able to come up with everything because he's kind of new to this. So let's go ahead and get a purge valve coming in. Get the purge valve coming. I go out to pick up the vehicle because the purge valve came in. It's obsolete through Ford. You got to get it through standard, which you get it from like Lee Auto Parts or Napa or something like that. I pull the vehicle in. I go to open the hood, put the purge valve on. Purge valve is brand new. Okay, something's odd here. Something's wrong. Something's not right. Open the back door and stuff like that. See a host of parts. It's got like 4 or 5 brand new parts. Ooh, okay, something's going on here. I get in the computer system and I run my own Evap test. Failed. I run my own individual purge valve test. Failed. I get the smoke machine out and I smoke the valve up here. I individually pull both lines off the purge valve. So you're going one to the intake manifold. I smoked it, no leaks up here at the intake manifold. And then you see where the line is right now. This is the line going back to the fuel tank. I start smoking it. Holy moly, tons of smoke coming out back there. And I'm like looking, and I see a ton of smoke. Sometimes you'll see smoke coming up from around this fuel cap. You'll see this all rusted out up here and stuff. Somebody's been working on all this. It's got a new fuel cap on it. See all this rust down in here? It'll rot out there. It'll rot out the fuel neck. I see, whoa, somebody's put a stainless steel one in here, so that's all been upgraded. But there's your vent tube right here. It just won't stop pumping out. Well, it's normally open, so I go into the computer system on my data logger and I close it. And it won't stop pumping out of there. So then I climb under the vehicle. Let's inspect it. Okay. Climb under the vehicle. Oh crap, my vent solenoid's brand new. Everything's hooked up, it's got a nice connection and stuff. It's probably not the vent solenoid, somebody's already changed it. Okay. Well, on and off. On and off is not making a difference, so something's wrong with that. Let me go make sure I got power and ground going to that thing. I go to the engine controls, look at the wiring diagram, canister vent valve. I'm looking, okay, there's a solenoid, one wire, there's a fuse coming here. What's that, fuse 27 in the smart junction box? So let's check and see where the smart junction box is. Even if you mistook this for the smart junction box, let's look and see how many fuses are in here. The highest number in this box is 25. Well, that can't be fuse 27 for a 3-liter engine. Let's go inside and see if it is 27. Alright, come to the passenger side, get in the vehicle and look. Let's see which one fuse 27 is. You see the way that is facing? Smaller rows on the bottom, the big, so we need to look at this like this. There we go. Bigger ones on the side. Well, fuse 27 is the second row up from the left side, 1, 2 in. Second row up from the left side, 1, 2. Oh, there's no fuse there. Uh-oh. Why is there no fuse right there? If that's fuse 27 and that's what controls power going to the vent valve, well, if the vent valve is normally open and it takes power to close it, and you got to pull vacuum on your tank, that fuse has got to be in there, or else it's going to It's going to fail emissions. It's not going to be able to pull vacuum on the tank. Vapors are going to be escaping all the time. The engine's not going to be able to do its job. It's not going to be able to manage correctly. Let's pop a fuse in there real quick and see what happens. All right, let's get in here. See what we got going on here. Pop that fuse in there. Let's go back and run this evap test. Okay, evap system test. It's gonna tell me to start the engine now. It's gonna make sure fuel pressure and everything's okay. And once that equalizes, it's gonna start the engine, and then it's gonna start running the test. Actually, this time it went all the way through. It actually pulled enough vacuum, it died. And now it's actually checking the fuel tank pressure after the dying, the bleed up rate. So it's trying to make sure everything's good. Hey, we passed. So, keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. K-I-S-S. No offense to anybody that watches this video, but yeah. You know, these motors were notorious for having like lines leaking around it and stuff, and literally coming off of the motor, some of like the rubber lines, because this year Escape was the worst Escape that they made. It was trash. The suspension would fall out of it, the subframe would crack, it had leaks all over the place. The hybrid setup, if you could keep the suspension clean, was great. It was probably the best hybrid setup in these, the most reliable that you could find. But the regular Escapes, they were just, look at this. Look at this motor. Covered in oil. There's so much oil, it's down inside the generator, dripping out of it. Look at the AC compressor down here. Look at the surge tank. The surge tank is almost completely empty. There's like nothing in it. It's all the way down here. You can see all this white stuff where this, at some point, it's just blown apart all over the engine. At that point, I'm done. I'm going to return it back to the customer because we told him about his brakes and everything else too. And he wasn't interested in doing anything other than getting it to pass emissions. So at this point, it'll pass. Now we go test drive it and give it back. Thank you guys. Be blessed. Thank you for sticking this out with me. The code that was active in the computer that led me to this was P0446.